Hello everybody, my name is Jay/Joseph, but you may know me better by my online alias Tenshulixu. Today I'm making a video that I wanted to make for about a good couple years now on Dungeon Delver. Now that's back and remastered by NKM9, and this is going to be the video talking about uniques and what is the most efficient way of getting uniques. The reason why I want to make this video is back in the day a lot of people, were so confused about uniques and, why people were wearing full sets of them or how to efficiently get them without trading, since a lot of newer players don't have that gold, and now that you can't trade crafting mats, it's going to be a whole lot harder unless you're making items to trade and give, which is not the most efficient nor safe way to trade for uniques. So I'm going to go ahead and break down some numbers based off the information that I've been given and try and come up with a pretty good idea of what is going to be the best way to farm uniques from your dungeons or private dungeons. So let's get into it. Alright, so a lot of people are going to go ahead and ask me, like, okay Joseph, why aren't you doing dungeons on the hardest difficulty if you want to get uniques? But there's a simple answer to that has been confirmed. Higher difficulties only give more XP. They do not give you a higher loot chance, unfortunately, which personally, I find it to be pretty dumb, but that's how the game is made, and I'm not going to complain as long as I'm having a good time. Now, don't be going and, thinking, okay, I'm going to do extreme, and I'm going to have a higher chance at getting, my legendaries for my set, or possibly getting a unique that'll enhance my set way more than a yellow tier item, because you're not going to get a higher rate. You're just going to be slowing yourself down, like even at max Paragon, because you're going in there when these modes are meant for you to be getting more experience than they are for you to be getting more loot. So you're advised to be doing easy if you reach max level and you're grinding for uniques. But that aside, we're going to move on to the next point. Why don't you just trade for uniques or grind them on lower level characters? I actually don't have way too many arguments of that. And the reason why is, when you're leveling up a character to say 50 or 30, you're killing enemies without even thinking about how many you killed, so eventually you're just gonna get a unique drop and be like, hey, I got a unique. But the reason why I'd advise against doing this as well is because if you want a unique that's actually worth something, if you want to trade it, or if you want to say have it as your main unique, if you want to go for a set, is because the lower the level you are, the more of a pain that it is going to be. Because they're going to be lower level dropped and you're not going to have as good stat rolls, you're not going to have as good, numbers or armor on your unique unless you get very lucky. So when you're wanting to farm uniques, I'd advise you have at least one max level character before you go into unique farming. The other point being, why don't you just trade for uniques if you want a whole set? Well, that's a pretty simple answer too, and that's because now that NKM9 has made crafting materials account bound, you can't really do that anymore. Unless you only trade with gold, but I don't think a lot of people really trade with gold, but I could be wrong. And a lot of people don't have, millions of gold to be spending on uniques, as I've seen low-level uniques just sell for about 250k, but you want to save money, so a lot of people aren't going to be able to do that or have the money to, and I would heavily advise against spending Robux, as it's not worth it in my opinion. But let's go ahead and start breaking down the numbers. So what I have confirmed from the community and the dev himself is that boss kills are a 0.3% chance for uniques, and mob kills, aka the little dudes, are 0.1% chance of unique. Now, if we go ahead and multiply, your boss kills by 333, you have to kill about 99 bosses to get a unique, and with how fast, you have to kill about 99 bosses to get a unique, and if you're going through a dungeon, it's just not worth it killing the boss 99 times, because you're going to end up just doing 99 dungeons, but I could just be thinking dumb. And if we go ahead and do 0.1, times 1,000, that'll be your 100. You have to kill 100 bosses and 1,000 mobs to get a guaranteed unique if you don't get one through that entire percentage drop rate, which wouldn't be surprising, but it would also be surprising as well due to how many people get uniques on their first, character as they level up. But if we're wanting to efficiently grind mobs, which is going to probably be your fastest way to get uniques unless you're grinding for better gear from bosses, what we're going to have to do is have an estimate of how many mobs are going to spawn into each dungeon that you do. but to have an estimate, we gotta get a clear idea. And I've asked the dev, and since it's all procedurally generated, there's no exact idea of how many mobs you're going to have in each dungeon, so I'm gonna have to kind of do like an oddball on this one. So let's say you have a minimum of 30 mobs in your dungeon that you procedurally generated. You have a minimum of 30 mobs in the dungeon you just generated, and it's the shortest dungeon you've ever done. That's going to be an extremely rare chance, and I don't think you're going to hit that often. But let's say your average dungeon has about 200 mobs or 100. If we're going on the 100 number times 10, there's going to be your unique right there, guaranteed. But if we're going on the 200, it just makes things way more efficient. But I don't think this is going to be the case, as if this was the case, we'd have a lot of people killing mobs fast enough to be able to get a unique, and everybody would have inventory full of uniques, assuming that they don't already. But let's go back to the boss kills. So you have to kill the boss 100 times in order to get a unique drop guaranteed. Assuming that 100% means that you will get a unique, which should, but I could be stupid. And with the amount of time that it takes to kill the boss on, say, said difficulties, I would go ahead and cross this one out unless you're looking to get better gear for your maxed out character. Because if you're killing stuff and going in, trying to do your dungeons on a level 8 character compared to your level 50, you're going to be doing very low damage. And that's going to ruin your efficiency for grinding, a certain unique that you're looking for. And if you go ahead and grind on your level 50 and do easy dungeons, since the difficulty doesn't matter, you're going to be getting way more clears, and you're going to be fighting way more mobs, and you're going to be able to get higher kill numbers and get that unique faster. But if you also want to speed up getting a unique a little bit, and you don't want to entirely do it from doing dungeons, what you could do is get bonus gold rolls on your gear. Even though this may ruin some efficiency, if you're at a last resort, you could be farming gold piles while farming uniques in order to get more uniques on the side. As I don't know the price of all of them, I can't give you an exact estimate on how much it's going to cost to get you a good unique. But anyways, I'm going to be looking more into this, and I'll possibly make a part 2 if we get more explanation from the developer. So with all the information that we've gathered so far that we have acquired from what's in the game right now, dungeons can have a minimum of to 30 or lower enemies, but this is rare, or up to 200 if you're lucky, and you'll be getting way more efficiency, as I've seen a lot of people go 44 Paragon dry or higher and not get a single unique. Boss kills have a 0.3% chance for uniques, mob kills have 0.1% chance for uniques. If you want to go ahead and multiply those, you'll get your answer. When I get more information based on the unique drops and how the system works, I will be making possibly a follow-up video, but this is basically mainly the video I've wanted to make for the past few years, but haven't really got around to doing it since I knew Dungeon Delver was kind of a dead game. But now that it's being brought back to life, I do want to start making content for it, and I think this is a great place to start. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and I will be making more Dungeon Delver content. Please give me suggestions down in the comments below, as I'm trying to improve as a content creator. I would love to hear your criticism and feedback. That being said, get in there, get some uniques, have a good day/night. Peace!